starts here. Sumerian Genesis. Eons ago, on a planet beyond what we know, a civilization of creatures with the gift of speech and telekinesis needed to replenish their diminishing atmosphere. The initial reaction was fear and panic, but the Elohim's wisdom spoke of a planet in their solar system where they could establish dominion. Discrete sources told of a place with the golden resources needed. Anu was the forefather of this lost saga. He chose 50 of his closest kin, the Anunnaki. Both his sons led the mission, and Lil and Enki left in a hydrogen spaceship. Destination Earth, landed in a lavish place in Mesopotamia. Then established a base, search for minerals in the desert and vegetation. Found none to extract on the ground surface. They had to dig deep underground to make it worth it. This was hard labors in dark caves, a slow process. They slaved all day with no progress. So one day they gave up and told Anu's sons, no more slave labor, we weren't made to be cavemen. An Anunnaki came forth with something to say then. There were strange creatures he saw in caves and trees that resembled their likeness. Similar genetic makeup but not the same brightness. No language in conscious life yet, but perhaps they could splice their genes and create a hybrid with heightened mental capacities. Some said it was blasphemy, such a project could only end in catastrophe. But Enki and his sister persisted in progress. They brought a being into existence that God blessed. This was Genesis in the Garden of Eden. Adamu was the name of the half-breed creature. Sumerian Genesis. Don't be scared of the premises. Humanity's birth was creationarily edited. It was written in cursive letterings. It starts here in the age of Aquarius. Mankind grew in numbers. Elohim chose wives among humans to bore them sons. They soon became fluent in the tongues of Anunnaki, encompassed their prophecies. Anu grew worried and spoke to his sons on this topic. What will become if man understands where he comes from? See him becoming as one of us to know good and evil. We cannot let him eat of the life tree's fruit. One of his sons, Enlil, said to his father, the 12th planet is almost within orbit. Mankind is wicked, let them drown in water. He spoke to some members of the mission and convinced them, but his brother Enki didn't wish Earth to be empty. He told one of the humans named Zeusudra to build a special boat that could go underwater and transport the Earth specimens with his sons and daughters. Anunnaki in their spaceship cursed the slaughter once they saw it. Even if humans were flawed, now they would need to create more. Then they saw the survivors emerge near the Turkish border. At first, Enlil said Enki disobeyed his orders. He was furious, but Elohim calmed his anger. They had to resettle the region and move on with the plan quick. Another band of 100 Anunnaki landed. They built a spaceport in Lebanon cedar forest. In the Middle East, Sumerian civilization flourished. Mankind was united and spoke one language. But of course, men were fickle and scheming, dreaming of reaching Anunnaki's planet. So they planned and constructed a Shem for themselves. That was the name for spaceship in Aramaic. And that's why the Tower of Bab-El was made, kid. That means the gate of God in Hebrew and Arabic. With the confusion of tongues after they left, people were scattered abroad so they couldn't report the matters. With so many different languages, no one would understand it. That's how they planned it. And that's how mankind's seed was planted. Sumerian Genesis. Don't be scared of the premises. Humanity's birth was creationarily edited. It was written in cursive letterings. It starts here in the age of Aquarius. Don't wonder why there's a 50,000-year gap before Homo sapiens' appearance. You think thinking man could happen just like that? Darwin's theory, there's a gap somewhere. And if you wonder why in Genesis God goes from plural to singular, why he says become one of us instead of become like me, that's because originally there was 3 gods. Anu was the father, Enki and Enlil were the sons. That's the Christian Trinity. This is on Mesopotamian clay tablets 5,000 years before Christ. Torah was never written. It was re-scripted. Read the scripts, kid.